Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Networking. This is a special edition pre-virtual beach camp.
Hey!
My awesome beachy sister is here with us, Nicole Dean. Awesome, Nicole. Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
I'm going to share my screen and play a song. Our speaker's message is inspired by this song. So let's roll it.
Jason here in the paper. A couple of weeks ago, I asked people to point their cameras into the direction.
Can you hear them?
Love.
Can you hear him?
Not very good.
Want to know what love is? Well, check this out.
You can hear?
I saw it on YouTube though. Hey, Lane.
I can't hear.
The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life.
Yeah.
What is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters. Even if your heart has been shattered, whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, love, we all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters. Even if your heart has been shattered, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Still the answer. Love, love, love. The question I'll ask at the end of my days is what did I give and what will I take? There's only one answer that matters. Even if your heart and your dreams have been shattered, whatever you want, whatever you are after, Love is still the answer. Still the answer. Still the answer.
Are the beach scenes making you drool?
Yeah.
Yes. I had everybody muted during that, but you can unmute. Erica Blackwell. So Erica is our beloved event photographer at Beach Camp and also at my event in Atlanta. And one of the saddest parts about canceling is not being able to spend the time with Erica, who's been there, that knows what it's like to just look around and see her huge smile. And like, she's the only person I don't want to hide from when they've got a camera out.
That
So
makes me happy.
I asked Erica if she would please bless us with a quick talk. So you can switch your view. I'm going to switch my view to speaker view because then the video will capture her face full for the video. But you can stay gallery or you can switch to speaker view and see her up close. But Erica, I turn the floor over to you. The next 10 minutes is all yours.
Okay, thank you. And hi, everyone. I clicked through to see everyone who's here and a lot of familiar faces that I'm going to miss. Like this weekend, I'm supposed to be with you and hanging out. And I'm glad that Kelly invited me here so that I can at least talk to you for a little while. So you probably all expect me to talk about photography. And when Kelly asked me, obviously that was the first thing that I thought of doing. But I've been going through kind of a life change here in quarantine, and I'm shifting some gears. And like maybe 2 weeks ago, somebody shared this song with me and said it reminded them of me. And so I listened to it, and it was kind of like puzzle pieces being put together. And so many of these verses and lyrics like struck me on why am I here and why does love matter. And there's a portion of the song, I have this all written down and I'm probably going all out of order, but when it says pick the pieces up and start over again. So some of you might know me personally or professionally, but a little timeline just to kind of get a feeling of who I am. I started my business in 2005. I graduated high school in 2003. I didn't know what I was doing, but I bought a camera and I made my friends sit and pose for me. And it kind of took off from there. There was no internet videos to teach you how to edit or anything. It was just all trial and error. So that's how I started my business. And at that time, I was really depressed and I didn't leave my house. I was already with my husband, my boyfriend, who's now my husband, and he's the one that bought me that camera. So I kind of picked up the pieces when I felt like I had nowhere to go, and photography was there for me. And so that's how I met my clients and some of my best friends that I have now. I did a session for them and they became my friends. And so I feel like my whole identity is around like my photography business. But recently I'm thinking like, who am I? What am I good for? Like, is there anything else? Is there more layers to me? And I did a little soul searching. So when I heard this question or the song lyric that says, "Why are we here?" I feel like I have more to give than the photographs that I take. So I wanted to tell you like a little bit more of my backstory and how I think that I could inspire more people with my message than my pictures, which might seem a little complicated, but more of my timeline and some hard years in my life. Starting in 2012, I had a miscarriage with my second child. I was into my second trimester, and it was hard. And I was afraid to try again, but we got pregnant again with Grayson, who's here now. And my dad committed suicide 5 days after taking that pregnancy test. So 2014, I had the baby, don't really remember it. I kind of went into my shell. I was depressed. I had PTSD. And then in 2015, Braylon, my 4-year-old, got cancer. So from 2012 to 2015, it sucked. But in 2016 to 2020 has been amazing. So with that, I just want to like let everyone know that you can pick the pieces up and start over again. And so like that's why I love this song so much, is because like so many of the words just kind of go along with the timeline of my life. And I decided to share more of my story, I think, to like help people to like know, are you stuck in your job? Are you stuck in your marriage? Are you stuck on where you're going next? And I have a lot of love to give, and I have received a lot of love. So when I tell people my story, I'm very open. I mean, if you go to my Instagram or my website or anything, you're gonna find out about me like instantly. I mesh my business and my personal life. I feel like that's kind of how people trust me to get behind my camera or in front of my camera. I guess I'm behind the camera, but I just kind of let things flow naturally and give you a piece of myself. And then in turn, that's I think how the creative side of my brain works, is I can kind of get to know my clients better, and like, oh, you don't like your hips, or you don't like your nose, or you want your ex-husband to be in the pictures with you and your kids because you still want to be a family. Like, I am open to everybody's world. Okay, now I'll go back to my notes because I kind of fell off and went with it. Oh, so I think 3 weeks ago, I was supposed to be in New York City before all this virus stuff happened. Part of this journey that I'm going on with the soul searching is I was switching gears and I want to stop doing wedding photography. I've dealt with a lot of bridezillas in the last 2 years, and I want to shift gears, and I still want to be creative, but I don't exactly want to do weddings. So I want to be a fine art photographer, and I want to travel in the summers with my kids when they're not in school and do mountain pictures. And I want to sell my art in galleries in New York. So I had some galleries set up and I was going to meet with them, and then I couldn't go, but I will go. I just can't go yet. And that's the biggest thing I think for my new purpose, is to kind of see where I let myself go artistically, where it's not, I'm not working for a client, I'm working for myself. Because when I go to a family session, it's what they want to wear, it's where they want the pictures taken. And when I'm at a wedding, same deal. I don't get to pick out a dress. I wish I could, but I can't. So I'm going to be in that kind of a phase right now. And then I also want to start a blog. This is brand new, like maybe it's 5 days old, but I want to start a blog on exactly what I was just talking about, like the hard stuff in life and the love and how I can help people, and be there for cancer moms that have PTSD, or someone that just lost a loved one from suicide. Like, I'm strong enough now that I can be there for other people, like the people who were there for me when I needed it. So I don't know if that was 10 minutes, but that was what I got. That's what I have.
Are you feel complete?
Kind of.
I wrote down a note, a great question. Where did I let myself go creatively? Did you feel like at some point in using your photography gift, in service of others that you left yourself behind. You left your creativity behind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do think that.
Anybody have a comment for Erica or a question?
I
Come a
thought it
long
was.
way. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Erica, it's like in a year you have just blossomed. You
Thank you.
look beautiful. It's amazing. Go get them, girl.
Found myself. And I shaved my legs to be here tonight because I was so excited to be somewhere.
Glad you did. That's really cool.
Rosie?
Can I just say I love that little sparkly princess. From the second I met her running on the beach, she's just magic. But what I was thinking as you were talking about your transformation was like what you do is show people what a picture of life is like and what it could be for them, you know, a different picture that they could make. So it kind of fits in with your
Yeah.
photography self. So thanks for sharing. Awesome.
I love you too. You were the first person I met. You, Melissa, and Alicia, when I walked in and I was homeless for a little while. my room wasn't ready, so they took me in.
We kind of adopted you with us.
Tisha,
Yeah.
are you on camera?
Hell no, I'm not, because I was crying.
Erica is Tisha's sister-in-law. And so long before I met Erica, you know, I was heart attached to the journey she was going through with her son. And Erica, did you close that loop about your son's cancer, that he achieved remission?
Oh no, he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
He said he was like,
Yeah.
got a section of the heart still over here going, oh no.
No, he had a checkup in January and everything was good, and he doesn't have to go back until May, so which is like a month, end of the month.
Awesome. So if you guys want to switch back to gallery view, if you switch to speaker view, you can come back to gallery view. There are more people here than can fit on the screen. So you'll see there's little arrows that go, you know, you can tab left and right to see people. But if you switch back to speaker view, whoever is talking will get shown on the screen. So design the experience that you want here. Erica, thank you so much. I love that you've had this realization that you have more to offer than your photography skills, and that you're choosing to chase the thread of your creativity to create what you want. And how awesome is that we'll all get to benefit.
I can't wait.
You have such an incredible story of hope and resilience to me, and people need those things so much. I mean, to think of what you went through and how low, beaches always makes me cry. I love you guys. How low you must have been. And just, you know, now that you've come through the other side, that you're strong. What you said is that, you know, you're strong enough to help others, and just proud of you. I'm excited.
Thank you.
I love you.
A lot of you guys have helped me because when I come to beach camp, thank you. I need a tight hug from you.
I know, it's hard.
I know, but listening to all of you guys that stand on stage and tell your stuff, and like just the side stuff too, like sitting on the beach with Raven. I remember having a conversation with her very early on. Hi, Raven. And I don't know, there's so many things, like more to life stuff, I guess. And like when Kelly was saying, put your shit in your back pocket, like that's little things stick with me that are not just business oriented. It is growing as a person. And I feel like without all of you guys though, I wouldn't be here. Like I got to take my pictures and, you know, do some professional things too that I loved, which made me comfortable being with all of you at first because I hide behind that thing. And then I can like let it down a little more and then, you know, soak up all the things that you have to offer too. It's amazing.
That is our
So if you
goal.
haven't been to beach camp, you better come next year when it's back on.
Definitely.
Are you sure that it's not going to be canceled again because the flu's coming back out in January?
No, it can't.
No reality checks today, please.
Okay.
Let us stay in our beachy dreams.
Again.
Until we get to hug you on the beach again, we will be happy to hug you virtually. We want to say, hey, get a shout out from all of our virtual beach camp speakers who are going to be speaking this Thursday and Friday, the virtual beach camp. So I'm going to shout people out as I see them in the room. Jenna Rodriguez.
Hello.
Hi, Jenna.
All right, everybody.
I've been so looking forward to Daytona. This is beautiful. Look how beautiful Daytona is.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited though.
Is Lisa Pepe here? Because Lisa lives in Daytona and she's been posting pictures. I sort of hate it.
Torture. No.
It's like, oh. Jenna, you're going to be speaking this week, and what are you excited? What's a nugget you want to drop to tempt everyone?
Please come back. No. Yeah. What was my topic? No, I'm kidding. This time of our lives, it's going to be a soap opera for sure, right? Time of our lives, has really tested me, and I am excited. Like Erica, thank you. You're new to me, brand new to me, and I love the story. But transformation and self-awareness and really tapping into what we're here for and all of that is really becoming really amplified for me right now. And my topic is elevate your value and charge what you're worth. But that value conversation, I think, is just huge right now. And I think defining it, understanding it, resonating with it, reconnecting to it, and yes, it will impact how your business shows up. It'll impact much more than that, and that's what I plan to dive into. So yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Next up, Rosie Bautista. Hey, Rosie.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm really excited for my talk because it's perfect timing with everything that's going on. It couldn't be more perfect. I'm going to be sharing Think Outside the Box, but it has everything to do with the fact that we've been having to stay inside, and whether we want to or not, go inside and, like Erica, say, hold on, wait, what am I even doing? Am I doing what all those questions that we can't run away from or be distracted from answering. So this is going to kind of help you put it all together and really get clear on that's all I'm going to tell you, because the box is a surprise. I will tell you, you're going to leave with a surprise. So that's what I'll leave you with.
Lady Raven Monique. Hello.
So I am so excited because I chose my topic months ago, which is the power of now. And I gotta tell you, I came up with much better topics in the interim. And then this whole thing happened. I'm like, oh, perfect. So my whole talk is going to be about how living in the present moment is actually the smartest thing that we can do, especially now.
Awesome.
Yeah. Marusha Murphy.
Hi guys, it's good to see everybody. I'm so excited to connect with you this way, if not at the beach. I am excited to be talking about finding your unique edge, how to really separate yourself from the competition in your space and really show up in the fullest version of you. And to me, that is so critical also during this time. And my hope is that we can bring stories of transformation, all the transformations that you have been going through, and bring that into the present mind when I get the chance to connect with you during that time. So I'm super happy to be here tonight, and I love y'all. It's nice to see you guys.
We love you too. Candace Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
You look like a movie star.
Oh, I have good lighting. I did not realize how much I missed everybody until I saw all these faces. I've only seen Rosie recently, so this is cool to see everybody.
So what are you going to be speaking about?
So I'm going to be speaking about how you can jumpstart your book if you have any desire to write a book. And since we've been quarantined, I've been flooded with people who are super excited they're home and they can write their book, and people who are paralyzed. So it's the two extremes, and it doesn't matter what end you're on. I'll get you jump started so you can get a good start on your book.
Yes. I hover between all the words tumble out on the paper and no words at all.
At least you get some of all the words time, right? Just make the most of that and don't worry about the none of the words time.
Nikki Omohandro. Hello.
Hello. Just unmuted. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. It's great to be here. This is actually would have been my first time at the beach with everybody. So we'll just have to kind of channel our inner waves crashing, toes wriggled in the sand. It'll be fun. I'm going to be speaking about improving your photography game. You know, the best photos that you take are the ones with the camera you have most often. And for most of us, that's our cell phone. And so I'm going to do a brief workshop on how to take better pictures to, you know, take the pictures that really tell the story of where you are, what you're doing. So whether you're a blogger, you are a speaker, a product developer, you can really show your pictures in the best light, every pun intended. And then I'll talk a little bit about how to edit on the fly. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Thank you. Therese.
Finally.
Therese Sparkins.
Oh my gosh, I was on 8 o'clock Central Time. All of a sudden I was like, oh, 15 minutes, 20 minutes ago. So hi.
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 We're just doing quick introductions, and what are you talking about at the event this week?
I am Therese Sparkins, and I am talking about how to create more of what you want, and a lot about recalibration. And I think that's going to be key, especially in times like these where things are changing so rapidly moment by moment, and we can't plan for necessarily what's right around the corner. So being able to set a goal, but also be fluid and move along with that without a whole lot of self-judgment, frustration, and anger.
I just had a flash about, you know how when you're driving somewhere in Google Maps, you take a turn and Google Maps is like, you know,
calculating,
and you know, it just takes your mistake into consideration and gives you your next best path to get where you want to go. That is the perfect picture of my relationship with you. Like the perfect picture, because you never judge me when I screw up. You never give me lashes. You never say, okay, let's figure out why you took that wrong turn and why you didn't see this sign and what the hell, Cal. It's just like, what now? Recalibrate. Where do you want to go now?
Yeah, there's nothing more powerful than grace and compassion with oneself. Like and we're so used to thinking that it needs to be there in order to get anything done. And especially as business owners, that I've got to chase myself around with a stick in order to stay focused or actually get my to-do list done, as opposed to how do I just create from a place of awareness and choice in any given moment. And that takes a lot of grace, a lot of non-judgment.
All right. I think I got everybody, all the speakers that are present with us tonight. If I missed anybody, like shout out and say, yo, Kelly, you forgot me.
Yo, Kelly, you forgot me.
My partner, my BT partner.
Yes.
Hey, Nicole, what you speaking about at BT?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Kelly. I'm speaking about women are catty and other BS rules that I choose to not believe. And I'll be talking about some of the rules that, you know, people say and how I say no. And very successful business believing the exact opposite of many of them, because women are not catty. We don't stab each other in the back. We have found the most amazing women on earth that come to these events and to the beach house. And so I say no thank you to that one and a few others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. My own talk is about the problem with feedback. There's, on one hand, I want, when you're giving feedback, I want you to embrace that giving feedback is messy, gooey mud pie. You know, it's okay to share what you're thinking and feeling and give people the feedback. It doesn't have to be perfect. But then on the other side of receiving feedback, just recognizing that it's all messy, gooey mud pie. You know, just because somebody gave you some feedback doesn't mean you have to change everything or that you're doing something wrong. Basically, the moral of it is, God, trust yourself. So I'm so excited about it. Thursday and Friday, 2 full days in the Zoom room, in the Beachy Zoom room, with potty breaks and a lunch break. And man, I can't wait. Is there any like housekeeping related topics that you wanted to address, Nicole, or do you want to just roll into some open networking?
In the chat, it sounded like a few people weren't sure what event we were discussing. So maybe we need to start it at the beginning again and just let them know about beach camp being canceled and why we're here.
Yeah, guess what? Beach camp is canceled.
Our hotel event that we have every year in the spring. Obviously, we can't have it this year because of travel restrictions and beach restrictions. So we've asked the speakers to still come and share all their awesome information, but we're going to have it virtually this year. So we normally charge for this event, but we're making it free for the live portion of it this year. And so if you have not signed up yet, go to beachpreneurs.com and we can put that link in the chat too. But then you'll get the notification of where to go, and it's on Thursday and Friday, and all these amazing women will be presenting, including Kelly and myself.
Yes, Elaine, you asked about the schedule. The schedule is displayed on the homepage at beachpreneurs.com, so you know when people are speaking, and you can learn a little bit more about their topics and all of that. I really hope that you plan to come and be with us for the full days. We understand you're at home and you might not want to be sitting at your computer staring at it all day long. So like take yourself off camera, move about the cabin, but stay listening with us and engaging with us. That would be awesome. Yes, Tish, the times are Eastern time. Sherry asks, is the event typically filled with business owners?
Yes, smart female business owners.
Yeah. Pat says, some say session without a particular speaker mentioned. Oh, that's because it's TBA. It's just a spot held for who knows what might happen there. We'll know by Thursday morning. We'll know by Thursday at 3 when that session gets here. Nicole, we were holding a spot for what might happen between now and then.
We'll see what magic shows up. It always does.
It always does.
God, I love these faces. Ah, I love these faces. Therese, just look at you. I missed you guys.
Let's climb in the computer.
I know, I didn't realize how badly I missed you all. And Candace, you said that right until I saw you.
Yeah.
Oh, so much love.
So who show of hands, or let's say in the chat, are you an introvert, an extrovert, or ambivert?
How do we do that with a show of hands?
Either show of hands or in the chat, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Candace, introvert / sloth.
My sloth.
We've got introverts, we've got ambiverts. Yeah, if you're Mary Mac says extroverted introvert. I don't know what that means, but I've heard you say that before. Ambivert, I consider myself an ambivert because I can do this alone time real well and I can do the social time real well. So like the ambidextrous, right hand, left hand. Jennifer says, introvert, I prepared my life for this moment.
My introvert tank is full. I'm ready for people. It's my battery is charged. I'm ready for people.
All right. Well, I really want I asked you to be ready to share a link to your website in the chat. If you would like to, we're not going to give everybody an opportunity to say something about what they do on camera because it would just fill the whole rest of our time. But put it in the chat. I do this, here's my link, so that we can check each other out. And I do want to find out, with the time we have together, what do you want? What would you ask for? What does your heart desire? Nicole, you said your introvert batteries are fully charged.
They are.
And you've got these 44 women in the room with you. What do you want?
I think we should sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Is that a legit request?
I wouldn't turn it down.
You and Raven and Marushka can sing.
Well, it's kind of, we do have sing-along sometimes at beach camp. They just break out.
Here.
So are you all ready for this?
We don't have to. I don't want to end up singing it by myself. I'm just saying.
Everybody else is on mute.
I think my introvertness just kicked in. Go right ahead.
I love that she understands that introverts don't speak up like that.
Right.
Listen to it. We don't. If it makes you uncomfortable to sing it.
Oh, listen to you.
If we had the music louder, I would say it would be a great idea, but it's too quiet. You'll be able to hear our voices. That's not the point.
All right, maybe some things don't translate well to Zoom.
It makes me miss Rebecca. Oh, I think if we could totally have Rebecca do a debut of that on.
I see her head banging.
Yes.
Sarah with the air guitar. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm good.
I don't have the hair for head banging.
I could totally get into it. I just had to deal with my daughter's computer issue real quick. But I'm down. I'm always down.
What about anyone? I challenge you to ask for what you want right now. Is there a question? Does someone have a question? Does someone just want to speak to something that's burning in their chest and share it with everybody?
Well, I'm on Beachpreneurs. Where is it that it talks about the actual event?
At beachpreneurs.com.
Oh, I was in the group. Sorry.
Patricia, you typed something in.
Sorry, I meant to actually put the link here too, but it's probably going to go by so fast.
How to be seen as an expert in your field. Who feels like they're an expert in their field? Cynthia, Venus, Erica, Rosie, Karen. Hands are going up. Why? What makes you feel like an expert in your field? What has spawned that feeling?
I know.
Jenna?
So the word that came to me is obsession. I've been obsessed with my own transformational process work since I was a teenager, and I resonate very much with Erica. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs in life, and so for me, my expertise is not, it's not like a title or something like that. It's something I naturally do over and over, and I practice. And I always say, you know, my company's called Brave Masters, right? Well, I'll be the brave one first, you know, meaning I'm going to be your guinea pig. I'll be the experiment. And so for me, that's what creates expertise, is the practice and the obsession with figuring it out and you know, and getting good at it and being able to pass that on to other people. So yeah, for me, it's just, I've just been through it, been there, done that. And here I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to offer it up and hopefully it will serve you in some way. So that's how I define it. That's how I feel it anyway.
When I turned my music down, I turned all my audio down. Did I miss anybody else trying to get my attention to answer that question?
I can't find the website, but
I would piggyback off of Jenna. For me, how do I feel like a expert in my field? It always, for me, it started with trusting myself. At the very beginning when I started coaching or got interested in coaching was because I was all over the place. I had no clue what I wanted. I wasn't clear about what I wanted, how to ask for it, what to do with it. And so learning about what I wanted and then being able to train myself to trust me, like know what I wanted in my heart, to go for it, and really experience and feel the satisfaction when I nailed it. I've been doing that for, 14 years now, gosh. And every step of the way, it's just transformed my life. I'm a little like Jenna there. It's like I've got obsessed with my own self-transformation, and then that supported me in creating clarity and awareness for others.
No, it's interesting. I think I feel like I'm an expert sometimes, but then I can get really into doubting myself until I'm working with a client. And then when I'm working with them and helping them and seeing the light bulbs go off when I'm talking to them, then I feel like an expert again. But if I'm just thinking about it myself, I'm like, I'm not sure. So I always have to, I have to do it, like just take that leap of faith. But then when I'm talking to my clients, I see it reflected back. And so then I recognize it again.
Thank you for sharing that, Pam.
I do think it's easier to see when it's reflected back, Pam. I definitely understand what you're saying there. As opposed to just trying to pull it out. If somebody, feeds it to you, I think it feels more validating, for sure. And then we just have to work on having it in there all the time, right? Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
Anyone else have a thought of what makes them feel like an expert in their field? What has contributed to your confidence about that?
I would say mostly just feedback from the clients. So I've been a mental health therapist for 23 years, and I do feel like it's a calling, a gift. It's my superpower. What's not my superpower is this online web development, marketing stuff. I'm very new to that. So it's hurting my confidence a little bit, but in terms of being a therapist, I feel very confident in my skills based on the feedback I get back.
Thank you for sharing that.
Can I share something?
Yes,
Carrie?
Marisha.
I actually had a situation about, gosh, maybe a few months ago where I felt like I mean, I've been online for 12 years, and then someone said something to me that made me feel like, because I do work in t-shirts and sometimes no makeup, that I'm like, what I say isn't valid. And I literally was like, okay. It was one of those moments of feeling like having it completely opposite, right? Like, and so I actually, what I did to remember who I was just literally wrote a list of how badass I am. And I started with like little things, even as a child, of like, okay, that time when, you know, I saw this one kid on the playground bully another kid, and I stood up in the middle of between them. You know, I felt really strong. You know, like little things like that, all the way through till the accomplishments I've had in my career. It was a really validating process, and it was really powerful. And and now I have that list. So when I go back to feeling like, you know, as I'm sure we all do, it's there, and I have it with me. And that's been a great way of like revalidating my own self without having to wait for somebody else to validate that for me.
Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else have a comment or thought? What, if we flip the script, what prevents you or blocks you from accepting that you're an expert in your field?
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's all about accepting that you're an expert in your field. It's about making the decision and choosing to be an expert in your field. And for me, that's all it was. It was simply a choice. I went from one day doubting everything to deciding that I was an expert in my entire life, and business changed overnight.
Yes. Yes. You are an excellent example of that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm digging this. Anyone else? What?
Ask Raven a question. How's your daughter?
My daughter is good. She is in Orlando. She is not loving staying at home all the time, but she's doing great.
Oh, good. She was special. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she is. She's a good kid. She's adulting now, so that's a whole new world for her.
Raven's daughter, Sarah, was an attendee at the last beach camp. So she was a very special little ray of sunshine for us all, because she was, what, 17 then?
Yep. She was right on the eve of her 18th birthday, and now, you know, life is very different now, a year later.
Therese, you used the word clarity a moment ago, and I have a question for the group about clarity. Y'all have seen the pictures of the canals in Venice. The water is crystal clear, and you can see things, and there are animals, you know, sea creatures swimming into the city, and our air is clearer, our water is clearer. How many of you would say that as stillness has been created in your life, as far as travel and running to and fro, have you found a similar clarity in your own mind and thoughts? can you draw a correlation between the way the water has cleared and the air has cleared just by the stillness of everything? Are you getting clear about what you want? Anyone have an example of that?
Hey, this is something I've always been clear about, and I finally was able to, I don't want to do a lot of the things that has to be done. I want to be out doing what I love to do. So I finally hired someone to do all the other stuff. And boy, do I feel free. No, because it's just something that was taking up too much time. And I just could not do what I do best. And I didn't really care to learn it and to keep learning it. I mean, I was doing it, but so I was always clear on that I didn't want to do certain things.
Thank you for sharing that. Erica, you you said, you've been getting clear about what you want to do that's different. Normally right now you would be heading right into the thick of the wedding season and all of your weddings canceled. And
half of them canceled so far, but I keep getting emails that venues canceling on brides. So I don't know where my season is. My first wedding is in July now. So yeah, I have to kind of calibrate here.
If that hadn't happened, if we were cooking along business as usual, we'd all be packing our bags for Daytona right now. You would be, in the thick of all of these brides, taking care of them, getting them ready for their weddings. How has this stillness contributed to your clarity?
I think that I have been such a routine, like I live out of routine that, since 2005, I just keep booking them. I don't like to do it. I keep booking them. It's where I know the money is going to come from. So I put up with it, and over the years it's gotten worse. And so I told you, Nicole, when you wanted to have me come back to beach camp, it was a choice of having this big budget bride that I didn't even like or coming to beach camp. So that was my first decision on the wedding front. It was like, come to this amazing thing or drop this loose cannon bride. And I pretty easily did that, didn't I?
Yes.
So that was step one. And then over the last couple months, when I asked you, beach camp would be going on, I kind of I was really upset when it was, and I'm like, oh, I can't go see these people. But I took on a bride for this month that already had to cancel. I didn't know how this virus was going to play out, but I'm so relieved. It's terrible. I know it sounds so bad, but I'm so happy that I've slowed down and I can homeschool my kids. I'm not happy about having to homeschool them, but I'm happy that I'm able to. I don't have to worry about editing wedding pictures. I can do math. And so my brain has more power to think about the future in tomorrow than it would if I had all this stuff to do. My water is very clear, Kelly.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about when we let go of beach camp, it was it was just like everyone else. It was this dominoes thing where, oh, so not everyone was supposed to come to Michigan last weekend. Not everyone, but Raven and Nicole were supposed to come to Michigan for a workshop. Oh, that's not happening for sure. Oh, beach camp's not happening for sure. Then a June event cancels, then an August event cancels. And then it's golly, am I even having an event this fall? All the dominoes tipped over and things got real still. And then I realized I wasn't even upset. I'm not even I'm gonna miss people, but I'm not upset because there's so much I can do and create from here that I want to. And I'm curious about how many people are still living in this story that because our lives have been upset, we must be upset. And that's just a choice. Staying upset and frustrated is just a choice. And as soon as I realized, wow, I'm not even upset. Now, go ahead, Pam.
I was just gonna say I resonated with what Erica was saying because I've been saying so my life isn't more still than it has been because I usually make time for stillness anyway. But I have been saying now for maybe a year and a half or 2 years that I want to stop doing so much legal law and really do more coaching on the development of your business and growing your business and not all of the legal. This, and but every time a client comes and they want me to deal with the legal, I do because it's where the money comes from. And right now, I've gotten more people that want the coaching side, not just the legal side. And it's been so wonderful, to just be able to do that more and not have to do so much of the legal, that it's making it more and more clear that, yeah, that's where I really need to be. Because I'm enjoying it for a change, instead of, yes, I'm going to do this coaching, but I got to do it in between getting these documents done and these documents over here, which, it's very different. And so I can see that having more time to make that shift now because a lot of people are thinking more about not having businesses or trying to figure out how they're going to make money with their business now that everything's shut down or shutting down. And I've been able to say, but have you thought about pivoting this way? And have you thought about doing this? And then being able to really talk with them and coach them on it. And it's made a huge difference.
If anyone's playing the pivot drinking game, she said the word. Has anyone, Kimberly, drink? Talked about this with a friend of mine, like watching webinars right now, webinars and live streams. Just turn it into a drinking game every time someone says pivot.
Pivot in particular, it's just being overused, or
it's not overused. It's just that's the word every marketer is using in their marketing. Time to pivot.
Time to drink.
Yeah. No, I asked somebody out of the blue asked me the other day, so how have you pivoted, Venus, during this? I'm like, what? And now I realize that's what everybody's saying. You're right.
Yeah.
It's great. It's hilarious. At first, I actually enjoy, I'm just getting into some new things. So we do have to, I never got upset. I just wanted my hair cut. That is long, girls. That's great. But otherwise, I've learned a lot during this. So, like you said something, Kelly, and it's so true. We always have a choice. How we're going to handle something, how we're going to react, how we're going to, I've just really cooked a lot. And I'm feeding all my neighbors and all my friends and coming up with new recipes. And it's been really good for everybody, I guess.
Nice.
Because everybody likes food, right? Come on, girls. We all like food.
Yvette. Hi, Yvette.
Where's Yvette?
Hi. No, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Like your teddy bears. And your sheep.
That's a sheep you heat up and then you like hold him.
Ooh.
He's all warm.
So it's 9:00. We can wrap up unless someone has another topic or question that they wish they would have asked by now. Is there any special encouragement that anyone needs?
Really not a big deal, Jim.
Well, I would, one of the things I've been thinking about is I'm excited to be with everybody over the course of Thursday and Friday. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot, I feel like in my life over the last month and a half, there has been really stark juxtapositions of two totally separate things at the same place at the same time. Like it, you know, instantly less to do and more on my plate. Instantly a lot more time for being with my family and feeling relaxed and somehow feeling more stressed. So just I was thinking about this, the course of the event, and that I'd love to just see the, like, how everybody is experiencing, like, what are the differences that you guys are all having inside of your lives, and like like, for example, extra time for work and babies. So yeah, I just, the two different like things in the same space at the same time. I thought I was gonna want to reach out and connect to people all the time. I'm an extrovert, like mad. I love cuddling people and being with people, and so for the first week I was like out of my gourd, and then after the first week settled, I literally have just been craving surrender and space, just nothingness. So anyway, all that to say, I'm fascinated by how things feel totally different at the same time over the course of the last month and a half.
Agreed.
Agree as well. Everything you said.
Every ditto.
Agreed.
Hold on, wait. I have to show Therese and Mark.
Oh, I love it. Oh, look at that.
That was last
Look how long ago that was.
Oh my gosh, there you are, Landon.
Hi, look at that baby all grown up.
Look at you.
Goodness.
Oh, that's so cute.
I had to find it.
Was that 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember.
2018,
Last year.
a year and a half. 2018.
EP.
August
Yeah.
2018.
Holy moly.
Believe that? Crazy.
It's interesting that you found the craving the stillness, because I remember that first week, the phone calls, you know, and then I noticed when things got quiet.
Oh yeah, I was like, I actually what I think jolted me into recognizing that I was craving quietness was that you said to somebody one day, have you touched base with Therese? Because like I'm pretty sure she's losing her mind right now. And that was such a good reflection for me of like, wow, I am all kinds of in resistance. All kinds of in resistance to what's going on, instead of like what is here for me now. And so there has been like, once I let go of, I love my life as busy as it is and being with people all the time, there has been a whole lot more quietness. Can't quite get enough of it right now. But then I have a 1.5-year-old and a 3-year-old, so I just run away outside. And then they find me.
What else? Anyone else notice a flipping of what you want? Marisha?
Absolutely. Like, so for me, what I recognized is this pattern of like right after we all went into our homes and we isolated, I went to, oh my gosh, I can help everybody. All right, let me get into action. And I just like created this masterclass and this masterclass and this masterclass, like literally like back to back to back to back. And I was like, I'm going to help everyone. Oh my gosh. And I got into this like, almost like, not manic, but like close. I got really into like my mode. And my husband's looking at me like, do you realize what's actually happening? Like you can, like we can just take some time with it. He's much more of like I'm going to take my time. I'm going to work it through and look at it from all the angles first. And I wasn't there until literally my body gave out on me. And I was in bed for like a day and a half. And my 3 girls were like, where's mom? And I literally was just like, do not even touch, don't even go near me. Anyone comes into the room, you're dead, you know, kind of thing. Because I was just tired. I was exhausted. My body shut down. And I just couldn't stop crying. I just couldn't stop crying. And I just was like, this is crazy. And it was the same thing, similar to what you just mentioned, Therese, of just realizing I was like not ready to surrender. whatever it was for whatever was to come. And and then in that silence, in that literal stillness, because I was exhausted and I just burnt myself out, I realized that. And I was like, okay, are you going to try to keep doing this, or are you going to finally just surrender into it? And, it's been a challenge. I'm realizing my weakness is that I want to be so of service to everybody that I'm forgetting me. I'm forgetting to take care of me. And it's been a constant, the more I'm practicing it, like, that's why I said when you asked if you were an extrovert or an introvert, I was like, I think I could say before coronavirus, I could very clearly say I was an extrovert, and now I'm definitely more in the ambivert category because I'm recognizing that stillness is a beautiful thing. And while I know it is, and I have like periods of being still, like this is challenging that period, that my longest periods in the past of stillness into like literally months, right? So, or many, many weeks at this point. So, and recognizing I'm literally going to have my kids home with me till August. I don't even know. Like, I have no idea how that's going to work. So I'm just, like recognizing all that stuff and owning it. And actually now, like at first it was like, oh my gosh, what? And now we're at a place where systems are in place. The girls are getting used to their classes online, and I'm actually really enjoying them. I'm enjoying the moments. Like every moment is so wonderful. Not every, most of the moments are so wonderful.
That's so funny, Marusha, because I was thinking like that. See, that's another place, like same things, like moments of sheer joy with my children, and then I'm a hot mess. Like I'm an angry mama. The next second, I'm just like, what just happened?
I don't know. It's probably all the things are showing up for all of us, right? And so I'm just going through that, but I've been really trying to practice integration of work and being more great, like full of grace with myself, and just being gracious with myself when I don't get everything I want to get done. It's more sporadic and stuff like that. So it's been a journey, but I know I'm better off for it. Now I can actually imagine. My husband's been wanting us to RV as a family across the country, and forever I was like, yeah, no. And now I'm like, I think we're getting the hang of the homeschooling thing. Maybe a summer, like. So who knows what our next adventures will hold. And I think the stillness is allowing me to see that there are other options instead of just being like always on the go, always doing. So
as long as you got your perky.
As long as I have my coffee. You're right. Coffee needs to be there. If I have a coffee pot, I'm good.
You've been doing those Wednesday night calls, and I love it. You tune into Marusha's Wednesday night call, and she's sitting in her bathtub with a glass of wine. And so if you get an RV, it has to have a bathtub, Marusha.
Yeah, see, that's going to be interesting if we actually do that, because I will definitely have no personal space, and that will be very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been busier than I was before all this hit. Trying to do all the things and then stop and ask myself, what do I need to do to be okay? And, what do I have to do for self-care? I just never run out of stuff.
Yeah. That's a great question. What do I have to do to take care of myself? What do I have to do to be okay? There's been several Facebook memes like check on your mom friends, they are not okay. Is anyone not okay? And I'm not saying you've got to raise your hand right this second, but if there's any, Sherry Ann's like, Sherry Ann, you are not okay. Hug.
Hello, ladies. Really great to be here. Sorry, I'm not actually being as interactive as I usually am. I am an ambivert, but I can rotate between the two. But I've just had a bittersweet week. My son's birthday, which is evidently always a good celebration. But my mother-in-law just passed away, so that was the bitter side of it. And then my son and my grandson came over the other day, and I couldn't hug him, so that annoyed me. So I'm good. I'm just getting back into work mode and all of that good stuff. But I'm just really glad to be here, and looking forward to the weekend when I could perhaps be a little bit more sociable in terms of interacting and participating. So I'm not good, but I'm good.
Thank you for sharing that.
Not a problem.
Anyone else want to admit I'm not okay?
Hi, this is Pat.
Hi,
And my husband and I are both recovering from the coronavirus. We were both hospitalized, and it was just a lot going on. But one thing I don't think they talked about is the mental anxiety that goes along with it. So we're both on the road to recovery. We're about maybe 4 weeks out from being hospitalized, and just trying to, it's hard to get back to normal when normal is not normal. And so that's been a real struggle for me, just the mental part. I just can't seem to get, I don't know, I just can't seem to like to shake what I'm feeling. But I will tell you though, when I got on here tonight, I was just so happy to see so many people that I knew. And I think when you're around familiar people and people who are encouraging, I think that that's very helpful, you know. So, and you know, and I live in New York, so it's been crazy here in New York. And so I'm really looking forward just to spend some time in the presence of great women. And I pray that that will help lift my spirits.
thank you. I'm so glad that you and your husband are recovering.
Yes, Lord. Woo, it was rough.
Yeah, just to add to that as well, I've had family members. I have a cousin who's a homicide detective in Maryland. Her husband, who's a detective. Her sister, my cousin, who's a professor and a doctor, and all three of them got it. I got an uncle who passed away, a family member who passed away from COVID. So it's just been, the last couple of weeks, it's just been madness.
That is a lot. That's a lot.
Yes, but this is the kind of thing that we need to let us know that, you know, there is meaning to life and work and all the next stuff. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you for sharing. It's so important. Some of us live in areas where we're not, you know, our hospitals are not overrun, and we're not experiencing the active, you know, feels like a war zone for some areas of the country. To be able to, you know, connect with people who are keeps me tuned into what's going on for people.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm actually in Orange County in California, and I haven't actually seen, even though, you know, statistics do show that people within Orange County are affected, but within my area, which is Aliso Viejo, I haven't heard of anything or felt or seen anything. You know, we're all still practicing social distancing, etc. Los Angeles, there is a lot, but when it hits close to home with family, because, you know, my two cousins that I was saying, they're on the front line. So, and then my goddaughter actually in London, England, she got it too. It's just, it's an interesting time we're experiencing. Yeah.
Anyone else want to share anything before we wrap up tonight? Nicole, any thoughts you want to leave ladies with this week?
I'm looking forward to beach camp, and obviously if you guys haven't signed up yet, please do that, because I know that we've got a mixed group here. So we want you to do that so that you can come and be on all the calls, because it's going to be great stuff being shared, and it'll be awesome. We'll be able to connect and learn and grow together 2 full days.
I have excuse me, I want to do something special on Thursday and Friday. The schedule calls for us to get together at 10 a.m. and we'll be done by 5 each day. I want to open up the Zoom room on the evenings of Thursday and Friday for anyone who needs to just come say, I am not okay. Because honestly, the beach camp sessions, even though we're in the midst of all this is going on, we want to focus on our businesses, on our mindset, on everything that we can do to be positive and take care of ourselves and grow. And I don't want anyone to sit there saying, I'm not fucking okay. And I don't want to be positive. So I'm going to let you guys know, there's going to be a window of time. I'm going to reopen the Zoom room. If anyone needs to come and say, I am not fucking okay, I can handle it.
I'm not okay. I'm kicking us off.
Just to let you guys know, like, I'm not kicking anybody off, but I am going to stop the recording and say I can't wait to see everybody at beach camp.